In the last episode, we wandered through the souls of Leh city, its ancient alleys, echoing palaces, engines humming through the peaceful lanes, and that golden sunset at Shanti Stupa. But today was different. This was the day we all had been waiting for. Day 6, the ride from Leh to the mighty Khardung La and eventually towards Umlingla had begun. A route that would not just test us but our machines, but memories, not just riders but bonds. It was early morning and in the hotel parking lot there was a calm chaos. Saddlebags tied up, riding gears almost ready, helmets outside, bills being paid, GoPros and Insta 360s being readied, and the most importantly, prayer flags being tied to every bike. These aren't just colorful cloth pieces. They are a tradition that goes back centuries in the Tibetan culture. 5 colors representing the 5 elements: blue for sky, white for air, red for fire, green for water, and yellow for earth. Each fluttering carries a prayer for protection, for strength, and for peace. As these flags dance with the winds, it was if every bike had its own blessing for the journey ahead. Everyone was ready, silent prayers. One last check, cameras rolling. This wasn't just a ride, it was an emotion on 2 wheels. The engines rode to life one by one, and the entire parking lot echoed like a symphony of explorers. I looked around, helmets on, visors down, and in every rider's eye there was fire. The fire to take on the mighty Himalayas. And just like that, we rolled out. The mountains waited for us. The road was calling, and our hearts were more than ready. And just like that, the wheels began to roll. We exited the cozy cocoon of Leh city, leaving behind cafes, laughter, and the familiar comfort of paved roads. The sun had kissed the mountains, casting a golden hue across the sleepy valley. The streets were waking up, shops slowly opening, prayer wheels spinning gently with the breeze. But our focus was razor sharp because today we weren't just going for a ride, we were headed to the top of the world, Khardung La. The name alone gives goosebumps to every motorcyclist, and today we are chasing it. The initial stretch was deceptive. Smooth roads, wide curves, pine trees lining both sides. As we started climbing, Leh disappeared behind the mountain bends. We entered a different world altogether, a world where oxygen thins, roads vanish, and only determination remains. Each kilometer upwards brought new challenges. Patches of broken tarmac, off-road, loose gravel that danced under our tires. We reached South Pulu after a quick ID check. A reminder that you don't just ride into Khardungla, you earn your way in. A photographs here and there, a few reels, and then we were good to go. And yet, in the midst of this madness, there was beauty, absolute raw, untouched beauty. The snow-capped peaks in the distance were growing larger. The air was crisp, biting our cheeks inside the helmet. The prayer flags from the earlier were still fresh in my mind, fluttering not just on our bikes, but now everywhere on the mountains. We rode with discipline, a tight formation, headlights cutting through the morning mist. And between the sound of engines the occasional hand gestures. There was a divine silence in the air. We began the ascent, slowly but steadily. The road seemed better at first glance, but the rocks, scattered boulders, and loose gravels on the edges were silent reminders that this path demands respect. Each turn, each throttle twist required focus. We stuck to our lines, no heroism, just rhythm and control. The climb was gradual, but the thin air made every breath feel heavier. Altitude was creeping in, but so was the excitement. Khardung La was pulling us in, inch by inch, testing our endurance, rewarding our spirit. And then, there it was. Through the final bend, where the road meets the sky, stood a yellow milestone that needed no introduction. Khardung La, top of the world. We made it, and as luck would have it, the motorcycling gods were kind today. We got a royal parking right in front of the iconic signboard, as if the mountain itself had cleared the way and said, "Come on in, you've earned this." No traffic, no chaos, just our convoy, and a silence so loud it echoed in the souls. I parked my bike, turned the key off, and just sat there, breathing heavily, not just because of the altitude, but from the sheer emotion of the journey. 15 times I've done this, but let me tell you, it never gets old. Every time the mountain feels different, the snow pattern changes, the wind whispers new stories, and the pride remains the same. We hugged, laughed, some teared up, because up here you're not just above the sea level, you're above ego, stress, and all the noise of the world. The legendary Broke Cafe was right there, serving chai as if it was a nectar. Riders from other countries walked up, nodding in respect. We exchanged glances, not knowing each other's language but understood each other's hearts. Photos were clicked, reels attempted, boots soaked in melted snow, and that yellow board. And now it's carried yet another memory for us. As we stood there, the whole world below us, one truth echoed in my mind. You don't conquer Khardung La. Khardung La allows you in. And today, we were lucky. We were humbled. We were at home.
वीडियो ये है guys बैठो 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 नहीं 2 मिनट दे दो ये फोटो हुआ नहीं कब से तो रखा Three cheers for BRC! Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Who are they? Who are we? Good one, guys.
As we stood there, cheering our small but significant victory at the top of Khardung La, my heart quickly wandered into the past. Each gust of wind carried a memory of every year I've ridden up this road, of every face, every friend, every rider who shared this dream with me. 2008 first attempt on CBZ, 2010 Yamaha FZ16, 2013 to 2024 15 times 15 chapters. It all started with the Yamaha FZ. A simple plan, a heart full of excitement. Back then, we didn't think of it as conquering Khardung La. We just wanted to see what lay beyond. What began as a fun gateway slowly transformed into something deeper. From a single ride to a border to border 18,000 kilometers journey across India. From wondering if I could do it to returning like it's my second home. I've seen myself grow here, from short hair to long. From clicking with a 2 megapixel camera to capturing these moments in stunning 50 megapixel details. From struggling through the roads that barely existed to riding now on smooth tarmac carved through these ancient mountains. Khardung La has changed, but so have I. Yet one thing remains constant, the feeling, that childlike wonder, the raw connection to the mountains, and the humbling silence that follows once the engine's turned off. And every time I come here, I don't just revisit the place, I revisit a part of myself. And just like that, it was time to bid farewell. A final adieu to this legendary place. But not before one last surprise. A traffic jam. Yes, even at the top of the world, chaos finds its way. Cars honking, trucks struggling on the incline, and us weaving, inching our way past them. Our bikes dance between the gaps, tires gripping the gravel, mirrors dodging the metal, and finally we broke it through.
थैंक यू भैया अच्छा काम किया थैंक यू And we finally done it!
And what a reward awaited us. A massive open valley stretching into the horizon like a painter's dream. Snow, yes, there was snow. Exactly what I had promised the riders. The mission was successful. My planning had worked 100%. And look on everyone's face was worth it. My promise was delivered. This is what dreams look like when they are lived on two wheels. And now the descent began down towards North Pulu. But Khardung La wasn't done testing us. The road, or what was left of it, was a mix of puddles of mud and thick mountain slush. The rear tires slipped once or twice, our boots soaked, our gloves muddy. But no one complained because this was adventure in its rawest form. Each corner downhill was like flipping a page in our story. And what a story it has been so far.
ये तो मुझे सबसे इजी लगा कि जॉर्ज ये तो सबसे इजी लगा
ये खाली कल खाली पढ़ा के बोला अरे 12 अच्छे किया ये क्या है उमलिंगला भी कर देंगे
मैं बड़ा भाई मुझे घाट एंजॉय करना अभी इसके नीचे भी है ना अमेजिंग मस्त रिप करो मैं पीछे जाऊंगा सबको ओवरटेक
ये है ना इधर थाम लो
रहने देना आ गया
After conquering the mighty Khardungla, we finally rolled down into North Pulu. Tired but thrilled. A quick regroup and refreshment break was much needed. We parked our bikes, stretched our backs, sipped on hot chai, and some ordered under omelette, and let the mountain air settle our high altitude adrenaline. Smiles were exchanged, helmets were off, and stories from the top had already started brewing. But what we didn't knew was that the real thrill was just around the corner. As we saddled up again, the mountain roads opened up, a beautiful stretch of smooth tarmac winding through the majestic Ladakhi valleys. It was one of those rare moments when everything felt cinematic. The sun rays piercing through the clouds, the curves ahead inviting, and your motorcycling begging you to twist the throttle. And just then, George, the man from Qatar, fired up his Triumph 900 and shot ahead like a rocket. I didn't even think, instincts kicked in. It was like a scene out of an action movie. Me and George, cat and mouse, corner after corner, accelerating, braking, leaning, synchronized riding in its purest form. You feel the bike breathing with you, and every bend in the road is a brushstroke on your mountain canvas. The energy was infectious. Other riders began to follow the suit. We rode like a pack, wild, focused, and alive. The corners ended, but our tempo didn't. We reached the base of Khardungla, still buzzing from the adrenaline. But destiny had its twist in store. Road work. The tarmac disappeared. What replaced it was gravel, loose stones, and chaos. We hit a stretch of complete off-road terrain. And suddenly, our motorcycle turned from race machines to survival beasts.